All right, we're continuing our Sudoku adventure with 1100 Adventures by Rangsk. Now, normally, Rangsk is the one greeting you to these videos, but I am not Rangsk. Rangsk needed another beard to fill in today because this puzzle was created by Rangsk because it's number 1100, and in our base 10 system, hundreds are special numbers. So Ranks created this puzzle, and he didn't think it would be as interesting for him to solve his own puzzle as somebody else to solve it. So I'm doing it today. So let's start with the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules in every row, column, and box. We're going to place the digits 1 to 6 without any repeats. We have Nabner lines. These thicker yellow lines in the grid are Nabner lines. If a digit appears on a line, then the digits consecutive with it do not appear on the line. So if you're familiar with Renban lines, this is Renban backwards, Nabner. And so Renban lines, they all have to be consecutive. On a Nabner line, none of them can be consecutive. So, for example, if a 2 appears on the line, if you have a 2 right here, then 1 and 3 do not appear on the line. So you couldn't put a 1 there. You also couldn't put a 1 over here. It's not just next to each other. If there's a 2 on the line, then there's not a 1 or a 3 anywhere on the line. If you had a 4, you couldn't do a 3 or a 5, etc. And the same digit cannot repeat on the line. Obviously, if you put a 2 here, you couldn't put a 2 over there. But normally, Sudoku would let you do that, but you can't repeat a digit on a Nabner line. And then we have region sum lines. The thinner blue lines in the grid are region sum lines. The lines are split into segments by box borders. So like these two would be, I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. See, you get an amateur like me in here and they're hitting the wrong buttons. Okay, so these would be a segment. This would be a segment because it's split up by the box border. And within each individual line, the sum of the digits on each segment is the same. So these two sum to the same as this one. Different lines can have different sums, potentially. These 4 are going to sum to the same as these 2, etc. And that is all the rules. So link in the description if you want to try this out yourself. I'm going to reset the timer now and give it a try myself. This longer region sum line seems like the place to start because 4 digits, the minimum you can do, 1, 2, 3, 4, is 10. But with 2 digits, the maximum you can do is 5 and 6, which is 11. So this either has to be 10 or 11, which means this is 4, 6, or 5, 6. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 5, because that's the only way to make 10 or 11 in 4 digits. And so it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Right, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, which equals 6 with a 4 or a 5. This is going to be 6 with a 4 or a 5. So the 4 or the 5 will have to be down here because the 4 or the 5 up here will rule it out from these cells. So it'll have to be down here. So these are 1, 2, and 3. This is a 4 or a 5. It's the one that's not down here, though. These two are going to be the same. I feel like these aren't very helpful right now because there's a lot of ways you can do that. Oh, but there's a 6 here. This is 4, 5, or 6, and that one of them is a 6. So the thing about Nabner lines is if you think about it, you're going to have, and these are all 3 cells long because that's the longest you can do. You can try to figure out a way to do 4-length Nabner line in a 6, in a 1 to 9 Sudoku you can have longer lines, but essentially you can think of this as 3 sets of 3 pairs of numbers. You're going to have on all of these lines a 1 or a 2, a 3 or a 4, and a 5 or a 6. Not necessarily in that order, of course, but you can't have both a 1 and a 2. You can't have both a 3 and 4. You can't have both a 5 and a 6. So you have to have 1 from each of those 3. And so having a 6 means it can't be 5 because we can't have a 6 and a 5 on the same line. And 6 and 4 means you can't do a 3. So this is going to be a 1 or a 2. But the 4, 6 there means this is a 5. So our sum is 5 and 6. Let's get that right. So this is a 4. Because 1, 2, 3, 5 is 11. 5 and 6 is 11. Okay, and these are 1, 2, and 3, which means this is 1, 2, and 3, because these are effectively just the same, since they have to sum to the same total. And, okay, see, so this is very nice. So, remember what I just said about Nabner lines. this line has to have a 1 or a 2, a 3 or a 4, and a 5 or a 6. You can try and do it another way, but I can guarantee you it's going to have 1 from each of those pairs. So we know there's going to be a 1 or a 2 on here. We also know this is a 1 or a 2. So between these 4 cells, somewhere in there, you're going to have both the 1 and the 2, making this a 3, which makes this a 3. These are not 3s. Okay, so, and we have to have a 3 or a 4, which means you're going to have a 4 because you can't have a 3. So you're going to have a 1 or a 2, a 4, and the fact that you have a 4 means you can't have a 5. So it's going to be a 1, 2, a 4, and a 6. This has to be the 5, which gives us the 6 and the 5 up there. Nice. Now, so this is 1, 2, 4, and 6 somehow. These can't be, I mean, so this has to be at least 3, right? Because 1 and 2 is the minimum you can put on here. It can't be 3 or 4, though, so this is actually 5 or 6. But there's a lot of ways to make 5 or 6 and 2, so that's not super helpful. But there's a 5 or a 6 on here, so this, yeah, that can't be 5 or 6, but yeah, now we have 2 from 1, 2, and 3 already up here. So down here you can only have 1 from 1, 2, or 3. So the other one has to be at least 4. But it can't be 5, and it obviously can't be 6, because 6 plus something is going to be too big. So in fact, it's got to be a 4 with a 1, 2, or 3, which makes, so 4 plus 1 is 5, so the minimum the sum can be is 5, but we've already got 5, so this actually has to be 6, and it has to have a 4, so this has to be 2 and 4. There we go. So these are not 3. This is 2, 4, and 6 across here. Now, in fact, these are 2, 4, this is the 6, because of that. These are 3 and 5. These are 1, 2, and 4, and this one can't be 4, but we know it has to sum to 5 or 6. And the only way to, I mean, the maximum we can do right now is 4 and 2, which would be 6. I don't think we can do 4 and 1. But either way, this has to be the 4. Because if this isn't 4, then the maximum you can do is 3. So this is the 4. But we don't know if it's 1 or 2 yet. But we've got 1, 2, 1, 2. This is a 5 or a 6. Which means, remember, we have to have a 5 or a 6 on this line. But we can't do a 5 or a 6 here because we've got a 5, 6 pair in the box. So this has to be the 5 or the 6 on the line. These are 1 and 2 just for the column. These are 3 and 4. So there's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 2 and 4 here. So, 4. Oh, yeah, 1, 5, or 2, 6. Yeah. We already did that. What do we need to do to finish this off? It's something with the 2, 4. Over here, right? Oh, I'm so close to the end. What am I missing? I'm missing something obvious, I'm sure. Something obvious. Rangsk would never do that. 1, 2, 4. Is it something with this line that I'm just being silly about? This can be 1 with 5 or 2 with 6. Well, these two have to be the same, but why do we care? This can't be... that's it. Okay, it is something with the 2, 4. It is. If we put a 2 right here, this can't be 3, it will have to be a 4. This would have to be 2, 4, but then there would be nothing to put there. So this can't be a 2. This is a 1 and a 2. And that 2 makes this 4 and 2, which makes this 3 and 4. The 4 means this can't be a 5, so this is 6. We get the 5 and the 6. The 5 makes this a 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 6, 4, 2, 1, 2. We've got 5, 3, 5, 3, and 1. There we go. All right, well, I was going along really good, and then I got a little stuck there at the end because I was just being silly and not seeing that. The 2, 4 here meant this couldn't be a 2. All right, that was a fun puzzle. Thank you, Rangsk, for making that puzzle and allowing me to solve it for you. If you're not familiar with my channel, Rangsk is going to leave a link to my channel in the description of this video because I said that, and so now he has to. He was probably going to do it anyways. And of course, as Rangsk would say, if you enjoyed this puzzle, why not like and subscribe and leave a kind comment below. And come back tomorrow when Rangsk will be back with another adventure.